that. Now, just the other day, our Sherry went online to learn how to do more than save and save as. And during her browse, she was shocked to discover that not only were Madonna, Cher, Barbra Streisand and Lady Gaga fans of Loose Women, but after we had allegedly gone missing, they were asked to stand in for us one day by some bloke called Charlie. Well, after that, we just had to track down Charlie and see what that was all about. So please welcome the Charlie, impersonator of the stars, Charlie. Hi!
Hello, ladies. Hello.
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 Well, that is fantastic. How long did it take you to put all that together, Charlie?
I think that video took about 35 hours.
Wow.
35 hours. Because I have to play, obviously, all the characters, so get into makeup for all of them. So even just, I was on screen as Justin Bieber for about 3 seconds. That took about an hour. And to then get into Adele for 3 seconds, that takes an hour. And then I had to assume all your positions and turn and look to, oh, who am I now? Am I Lady Gaga? Oh, I'm Cher.
Have you been surprised? Because apparently it's been a huge internet sensation, hasn't it?
Yeah. I have obviously a YouTube channel, and so I do a lot of different celebrities, and anytime that I do more than one in the same video, they get. I've had like 5 million views on YouTube.
Really?
Who do you enjoy doing most, if you are honest?
If I'm honest?
Yeah,
Can I lie to you, Sherry?
Yeah, don't be honest.
I really like doing Cher because she's a rock legend. I do some original. Well, I do a lot of original characters, so I enjoy doing the original characters. I do a character, LaQuisha Jones, and she's good fun. But I like doing the characters that people say, "Is that really you?"
Yeah.
You know, just that
Have
shock
you ever
value.
met the person that you've impersonated?
I've met Elton John, and I met him before I started impersonating him. So yeah, and actually I met him at a party with Jenna Street Porter. She actually hired me to. Well,
Did you do Janet Street?
no.
So
do you go? Do you
Janet.
Janet. Yeah, you've got it in one there. Do you go to a lot of celebrity parties then? Is this? Are you invited
I've
to all
actually met a
these?
lot of celebrity parties.
I've actually I did a party for Elton John and as Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice and Liz Hurley and Billy Connolly, and I looked around and there was like 25. It was just 25 people, and they were all. I was the least famous person in the room.
Did you go yourself?
Lulu was there. Janet was sitting there with beside Fergie, the Duchess of York. I was just looking around. I said, one, terrorist event.
And is it true that Kylie's twittered you or tweeted you?
Yeah,
'Cause she's
Kylie's a
seen
big
something you've
fan,
done?
and she's sent messages on Twitter, and
And Boy George as well?
yeah, hi Boy George. He's watching. Yeah, he tweeted just before the show.
Do you do all the makeup and everything yourself?
I do, yeah.
So you have no help whatsoever with the wigs and...
No. Well, sometimes in some of the videos, if you see the back of a head, if I actually touch myself, like if I actually touch, then I have a body double. But a lot of it's just me. But occasionally you'll see the back of a head, and I'm talking to a back of a head. Sometimes it's just on a styrofoam block. And other times I stick it on my partner and say, "Stand there."
And what about
And he has to stand there.
What about feedback? I mean, has anybody come back to you and said, "You have absolutely nailed me. That's just what I'm like"?
No.
No.
No, but Cher
do you
is
do our
big.
accents and everything? Do you do the accents? Can you do Geordie and stuff? Like Geordie? Can you
No.
stick a rubber hose up your nose?
Stick a rubber.
Stick a rubber hose up your
Hose
nose.
up your nose.
Rubber.
There you go.
Rubber.
Good, that's
No.
it. You got
Well, you
lots
can
of
be my
tape.
coach.
I'll be your coach.
Okay.
Now, apparently, you've had a wee go at doing all 4 of us. Am I right?
I did.
Right?
I spent yesterday, and I have to tell you, you're prettier in person. You're definitely prettier in person.
What are you trying to say there?
Don't ask Jane, don't ask her.
I'm just saying that TV doesn't do you just. And you have a lovely audience. Hello, lovely audience.
Don't start flirting with them now. You've just insulted us.
I think he's telling us to
I
brace
think that's what you
ourselves.
heard.
Shall we take a
Yes,
little look?
yes,
Here is Charlie being us. Oh! Now let's have a look. Let's have a close-up. Let's do one by one. Who should we go to first? Should we have a look at me first? Amazing! What? Hang on, if I do. There we go.
Turn to the side.
There we go. That's really good. That's really good. Really good. Denise. Let's have a look at Denise. Sherry. That's really good. And Jane. Let's have a look at Jane. Oh, that is brilliant.
That's very good.
Very good.
Thank you, Charlie. And
brilliant.
thank you for coming on the show. We're really flattered, actually, that you
thank
did that
you.
little
Thank
clip of
you.
us. And thank you for coming on.
You're very
We're
welcome.
really happy to see you. It's Charlie Hines, everyone.
Sensation. Par les soirs bleus d'été, j'irai dans les sentiers, picoté par les blés, fouler l'herbe menue. Rêveur, j'en sentirai la fraîcheur à mes pieds. Je laisserai le vent baigner ma tête nue. Je ne parlerai pas, je ne penserai rien, mais l'amour infini me montera dans l'âme. Et j'irai loin, bien loin, comme un bohémien par la nature. Heureux, comme avec une femme.
Новый смартфон HTC Sensation XL с наушниками Beats. Почувствуй ритм.
The next few videos, what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm in my office in Switzerland, I'm going to attempt to allow you to see the similarities between the experience that I had, the Zen Buddhist experience in Korea, and the work that I do. I ask a question of people, and I've said for years that I ask a question that's a seemingly relevant koan, which means a koan is a question that once you get the answer, experientially you change. And that's really what I had the example of in Korea. This man asked a question. It was seemingly irrelevant. It was a question that I don't want to take away from the experience. If you do, go to the experience. But what you had to do was you had to look for the answer to this question, and the question was seemingly simple, but really difficult as well, and elusive. But the answer, what couldn't be answered with a yes or no, the answer became an experience that you felt, that shifted your consciousness, that shifted you into another dimension, and allowed you to see you. And I see that this is what I've been doing for years with people. And this man claimed in 8 days he could take most people, and I don't think he got most people in that class because there were a lot of intellectuals in the class. And what stood between them and themselves in this, I know that sounds elusive and odd, but they were trying to think their way there. And what he did with the question, if you wanted the result, I guess is what I have to say, because maybe it's take it seriously, but a lot of people did take it seriously, and that's not what got them through. But if you really wanted the result, you had to follow the instructions, bypass your mind, tell it to shut up, do what he said, trust him, look for the answer, and then there had to be a generated doubt or anxiety, generated by you in your desperate search for the answer. At the end of the event, I was talking to one of the intellectuals, and he looked pretty beat up. just worried. And I said, "Did you get it?" And he said, "No, I didn't." He said, I've been studying Zen for a lot of years. He said, but he said, what's different here is, he said, the system that I study doesn't generate doubt. He said, this is new to me. I don't understand what he's trying to do. And it kind of made me chuckle. I didn't chuckle out because he was in some distress, but I don't know how you can get a person out of their mind into the direct experience of life without generating some doubt. And what I do know now is that they have to be willing and desperate for the experience. Of all the intellectuals, I think one made it through, and there were a bunch of them there. And a lot of them just intellectualized the whole thing away. They weren't desperate. It's like, oh, well, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And this man hosted everybody. He paid for everybody to be there. Maybe that was part of it. I don't know. I know that if people work with me, usually there's a fair amount of desperation. Whether it pans out into an experience is always a curiosity. But putting up with me for 3 days and the fees that I charge, you got to be pretty desperate. Have fun. www.micpeakperformance.com